let's get to the next segment. The next segment is about the hypocrisy of certain right-wing influencers or right-wing YouTubers. In my mind, that's Tim Pool, who met with Netanyahu to strategize how to cover the genocide in Gaza. Why would you meet with Netanyahu? Why? Our friend Tim Pool, who's from the Philippines, his father is American, but his mother, he's Mongolian. You could see it when he looks like one of those karate teachers. But he has a big following in the conservative young white community. I don't know why they follow such an idiot, but okay, that's up to them. Anyway, what I want to show you is that these people sometimes, how they run escapes, and they are being paid to demonize Muslims and Islams for no reason. Muslims, we have the same values as Christians. We believe, in family values, in marriage, in teaching our children to respect others. Like, we are against alcoholism. We're against alcohol. We're against marriage out of what's that boyfriend-girlfriend situation that you have here in the West. We believe they have to be married. You have to have your children. They have to have a father, a mother, responsibility. A matter of fact, me as a Muslim who lives in the United States, I would love to have Christian values as part of our daily life in America, because that way my kids will be raised right. You understand? They don't have to go to school and start questioning their sexualities and things of that nature. Now, I don't know. Anyway, let's listen to these two idiots. Let's start with Tim Pool. Tim Pool has a guy named I think it's a guy from a show, Leave Everything to Adam, whatever his name is. I don't know what his name is. It's something like that. So I want to show you the pivot that he does, because he was defeated in every argument he had with this person. Okay, so we did this, we did that, we did this, we did this. So let's go Tim Pool, right? Let's go Tim Pool first.
It is upholding the law is marginally good.
Okay, hold on. Let me shut this.
So my point is
Shut up. You don't have no point, you old pussy. Hey, my point is... Now, everybody know who Tim Pool. Tim Pool lives in a compound. He probably has like 100 guns inside a closet, because he's always talking about the Civil War is coming. The Civil War is coming. Now he thinks that he have all these guns in the closet. He probably doesn't know. I'm picturing this in my head. I'm not right. It's just conjecture from me. That's all it is. I picture that. Remember the movie The Shining with Jack Nicholson, when he went to write a book and he went crazy? He was running around this hotel. He was seeing people running around. That's how Tim Pool is at night. Probably his workers who have to live in his compound locked with double locks, because one day he's going to go off the... Look at him. He has this beanie hat because he's embarrassed. He's bald-headed. All he has to do is just take a trip to Turkey. For $1,200, he could have a hair full. It grows, and he could be what he wants to be. So he was in a debate with a person. I think his name is Konda. I don't know. You guys probably know. I wrote it down, but I'm such an idiot. So sometimes I just don't want to. When I do something, I'm like, I don't want to do it no more. Okay, let's listen to what he has to say. I want to show you how he took a left turn.
Holding the law is marginally good. Sometimes the law is bad, and that's why it's not always good. In this regard,
so wait, you're saying simply the fact that Marco Rubio exercised his legal authority to do something was good. It's like he had the legal authority to do it. He could have enforced this law as he saw it on anybody. He could have enforced it on a comedian, right? Who's in town and goes on stage and says, "Hey, you know what? I disagree with this or that." Or, "Hey, I just did shows in
Canada.
You're
not from Canada.
No, but I just did shows in the UK and Amsterdam, and I made fun of UK politics, made fun of American politics."
You wouldn't dare make fun of Islam, though.
See, no.
Go to the UK and mock Islam.
See, now I don't know what Islam had to do with it. This is out of left field. Debate the man of what he's saying. Don't try to demonize the whole people, man. Anybody wants to call is 1-800. Anybody wants to call me. I will answer their call. Trust me. I will answer your call if you call. Okay, let's see. Out of nowhere, Islam comes right into the conversation. Had nothing to do with him. We had no conversation about Islam. They take every opportunity to please their masters in Tel Aviv and wherever they are. Where the hell is this guy? How did I shut him down? Is he still there? There he is. All right, let's see.
Islam, do it.
Well, I don't have any jokes about Islam.
Why not? They got Pakistani grooming games for raping little girls.
There you go,
Why
gang.
won't you go to the
Rape-
UK?
What?
Why won't you go to the UK and make jokes about Islam?
I don't think it's very funny. I don't have any jokes about it. I'm so confused. Dude.
Okay, let me help unconfuse you.
Can
Are there jokes that can be made about Islam? Yes or no?
wait? I don't
Yes
want
or
to.
no?
I don't want to go to
Are you
this
scared?
particular rabbit
Oh,
hole.
no.
Why do we
Marginally
need?
good. Sometimes the law.
You're saying simply the fact that Marco Rubio
on,
exercised
I
his
made a
authority to
mistake.
do it. He could have enforced this law as he saw it on anybody who's in what I disagree with this or that. Or hey, I just did shows
from
in
Canada, are you?
I just did what?
You're not from Canada.
No, but I just did shows in the UK and Amsterdam, and I made fun of UK politics. I made fun of American politics.
You wouldn't
made
dare make fun of
Amsterdam.
Islam, though.
Remember, he said, I'm making fun of politics, not religion. Why do we have to make fun of God and religion? Why do we have to destroy family values wherever they are? I would not make a joke about Christianity. I would never disrespect Jesus. Peace be upon him. Never in my whole life. I get upset when I see Christians not defending Jesus online and things of that nature. Good. He just said that it has nothing to do. He said, I've been making fun of American politics, European politics. He never said anything about religion.
Go to the UK and mock Islam. Do it.
Well, I don't
not?
have any jokes about Islam.
Why not? They got Pakistani grooming games for raping little girls. Why won't you go to the UK?
What?
Why won't you go to the?
That's not funny. Do you want to grooming kids? How do you make a joke about pedophilia? How do you make a joke about that? He's a comedian, you dumb Mongolian-looking face.
UK and make jokes about
racist.
Islam.
I don't think it's very funny. I don't have any jokes about it. I'm so confused. Dude.
Okay, let me help
hold on.
unconfuse you. Are there jokes that can be made about Islam? Yes or no?
No.
Wait, I don't
Yes
want
or no?
to. I don't want to go to
Are you
this
scared?
particular rabbit
Oh
hole.
no! You're terrified.
Make fun of Arabs is okay. Make fun of me as a culture. Make fun of me as a camel herder. That's funny, but you don't make fun of other people's faith. Why are you people such idiots? You sold out Christianity to anybody to make fun of it. You should defend Jesus every chance you have.
You're a hypocrite.
Yeah.
What?
Are there jokes you can make about Islam?
No.
Muhammad banged a little girl, right?
Look at this piece of shit. Okay, well, hold on.
I'm really baffled.
Come on. You're terrified of the subject.
Look at this landish. Muhammad banged a little girl. What?
I'm not.
No, I'm not.
In the UK, you can be jailed for making jokes about Islam or even bring up the grooming gangs. There are people who go online and pointed out that a stabbing was carried out by a Muslim, and they got arrested for it. I'll bet you $1,000 you will not go to the UK and make a joke about any of that stuff, because you will not go to a foreign country and, in violation of their laws, speak out against what they've said not to speak out against.
Yeah, you can speak about politics, but you don't have no right to disrespect people's faith. You're going to attract people who are what you just said here. You're going to get fucking smacked in your face once you go any place else. This is the biggest idiot on YouTube. He's an idiot. He has no depth. He has no capacity on politics. His whole shtick is we're going to have a civil war. We're going to have a civil war. I'm waiting for the civil war. When that civil war happens, I'm going to take 2 dogs, dead dogs, and throw them on your water well. You have no water, and you'll come and give me all your guns for free. You're going to be stuck in that compound, you idiot. He says, I'm protected. I'm in a compound. I got all this food. I got all these beef jerkies from these all these survival foods, and I got all these guns in this closet that I don't know how to use. But ho, trust me, the shit hit the fan. Everybody's gonna
Do it. I dare you.
Damn what?
$10,000.
What?
Cash in your pocket if you go to the UK and make a joke about Muhammad having a 12-year-old wife.
You see, I have some bad news for Timmy here. According to the Catholic Encyclopedia, the Virgin Mary carried Jesus, our greatest prophet, may peace and blessing be upon him, and his mother from now until the day of judgment. She was 13 or 14 years old or 12 years old. So by that, not by that kind of idea, you're saying that God is. You understand? This is when ignorance takes place, when people have no depth in politics or religion. There is no need, there is no reason to to make jokes about other people's faith, to destroy the values of other people, or to ignite the fervor and the hatred of other people because you are disrespecting the thing they still have left. People are holding to their faith like holding a charcoal that is still hot, like it's full of fire, and they're holding on to it and they don't want to let it go. Because you have a loser who's 40 years old, not married, who skates all day like a little idiot, walks around with a beanie hat, who's a multi-million-dollar millionaire, but he has no depth, he has no value, he's not even an alpha. He's not even an alpha, he's a beta. He's not even a beta, he's below the beta. He's a Uzi. This is the kind of guy, when we were growing up, we slap around in the lunchroom. You know, everyone around will walk around with his beanie hat and slap him.
Man, this we got here faster than I thought we would in this conversation. Where you're shouting at me about something I don't understand. I don't really understand how you would think it's incumbent upon me.
Do you think anybody watching this right now thinks you are confused by the notion that in the UK you go to jail for mocking Islam?
I don't understand how we got onto you shouting at me about Islam specifically. I'd like to return to
okay. It's because you said people should be allowed to come to this country and speak out against it, and you said you're a comedian and and you go to other countries, right? And you said you go to the UK, and I said okay, if you go to the UK, speak out in violation of their laws and see what happens. And you said I'm confused, I don't understand. What don't you understand? Will you go to Turkey? Will you go to Turkey and speak out against Islam?
Tim Pool, you filthy animal, you piece of shit, and I don't care if I don't get monetized. You ignorant fool. In order for a stand-up, it has to be funny. It is not the idea of comedy is not just to insult or try to ignite or try to incite a certain group. He said, I went to England and I went to Canada, I went to the United States and made fun of their politics. Politics is a fair game. Liberal against conservatives, idiots, this and that, groups. That's a fair game, but religion should not be a fair game. Religion should not be, whether it's Christianity, Judaism, any religion should not be a fair game to anybody. Leave people's faith alone. That's all they have left. And what are you gonna do? Like, oh, he banged at 12 years old. But when you tell him that the Mary, peace be upon her, the mother of our great prophet and the Christian God, was around, according to some she was like 12 or 14 years old when she became virgin with Mary. Is God a P guy, a pedo? Is that what Tim Pool is trying to say by that standard that he's putting on this guy? And this guy is a comedian. The joke has to be funny. If it's not funny, even a racist joke, if it's not funny, it's racist. But if it's funny, it's funny. Good.
I mean, if I have a joke to make sure, I don't have a joke about those particular topics.
You would.
I would.
You're saying if you had a joke about.
Oh yeah, sure. I would try to do the best I can. I always try to poke the bear as much as I can. It's part of the job of a comedian.
Nothing to because about as it pertains to one of the world's largest religions. I mean, come on.
Hey, come on.
I mean, I haven't written a joke about that recently.
All right. Then
so look, hey man, I'm a free speech guy.
That's it. Man, come on. I bet you $10,000. I have money. Come on. This is the influences. This is the guy. This is Netanyahu's hoe. He met Netanyahu. He got on his knees, gave him that old "I love you" Zionist job, and he came back a new man. Now the next idiot here is Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is an idiot. Charlie Kirk has nothing. He's always praising Israel. His whole job is to glorify Israel and its action. That's all he does. He has nothing to do with the Christian faith. Let's go. Is that it? Let me see. I gotta make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Is this the 6th one?
Is macro Islam compatible
Here we
with
go.
Western values? Macro. Of course it's not. There are 3 major Prophet Muhammad. In most Muslim majority countries, you do not have the same robust freedom of religion protections. And finally, religion, and Islam does not believe in separation of mosque and state. Those three things are.
Hold on. I got to fix this. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3, right? I got to fix this. Make sure it's here, right? Okay. All right. Let's get going.
Is macro Islam compatible with Western values? Macro. Of course it's not. There are three major reasons why. Islam does not believe in freedom of speech. Islam does not believe in freedom of religion. And Islam does not believe in separation of mosque and state. Those three things are antithetical to the West.
Okay.
In a Muslim majority country,
Okay, that question we have to ask, sorry it took me a while, is what is freedom of speech? We have to go back to that. The idea that you are willing to tolerate that people putting the cross in urine in a museum or in a dung, in a elephant shit they did in Brooklyn, New York, that's your problem. Our society does not tolerate the desecration of people's faith. You have free speech, but free speech doesn't mean you go out and say whatever you want. It has to be real free speech. What I mean by real free speech? You're going to say Omar is a hypocrite. No, I'm not. Free speech does not mean that you could go out and say whatever you want about other people's faith or about the faith of that country. America is a Christian country. I recognize that. America is a Christian country. But I believe that Islam and Christianity are compatible. Don't worry about the people who put the mosque or the evil Muslim. It's not. We have the same values you have. We want good things for our kids. We don't believe in the transgender movement. We don't believe the gay marriage. We don't believe in abortion. Are we Christians or not? Isn't that Christian values? We don't believe in pornography. We don't believe in things that are uncivilized behavior. We don't believe in that. So we are compatible by it. Our religions are compatible. The only problem is we're not compatible with you as a person, because you're a person who's been programmed, who serves the Zionist monster. We're
not, most Muslim majority countries, you cannot criticize the Prophet Muhammad. In most Muslim majority countries.
See, this is the problem. They think, Charlie Kirk and his crew, they think that disrespecting your prophet is freedom of speech. It's not. That's not freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is when you want to say things that you believe in, like politically, that you don't feel freedom, like you have the right of movement, the right to make a living, the right to raise your kids. They think freedom of speech is to disrespect your faith. So because that in Western society, you tolerate the scumbags who disrespect Jesus Christ, may peace be upon him, that's not freedom of speech. That is the desecration and disrespect of the faith of the country that you live in. Now, we Christians hold Jesus in high regard. Not only you cannot disrespect Muhammad in a Muslim country, you cannot disrespect Jesus or his mother. How about that? See how I got you? In a Christian country, you cannot go out and start saying things about Jesus that Western movies or Western entertainment, they had gay Jesus, they had drunk Jesus, they had all these crazy stuff that they do. And that's not freedom of speech. Good. That's Charlie Kirk, who's another idiot, thinks freedom of speech is to mock other people's prophets and deities. I told you, in Islamic country, you cannot disrespect Jesus Christ or his mother. How about that? Do you love Jesus? Does Charlie Kirk love Jesus like he claims to be? That he's a conservative? Well, I got good news for you. Jesus is safe in Islamic and Arab country. He is safe from the tongues and the snakes who disrespect him.
Countries, you do not have the same robust freedom of religion protections. And finally, Whereas we in the West are very careful to try to intermix religion and state, they are commanded to actually go into the state and try to change the state to be more Islamic around the core pillars of Islam. And the last thing I'll finally say is I cannot see a single Western country that has become more Islamic and has become a better place to live that is happier or freer.
By what metric? Just happiness, quality?
Everything from quality of life, from cultural cohesion.
All right, go to the UAE. The UAE is like a century ahead of the United States. Go to Qatar. Go to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, they have dance. This is what you want us. You want our countries or faith to accept the idea of gay marriages. What do you want us to change? Capitalism is based on Islamic capitalism. The first capitalism was Islam. Have the same law. You have the right to make as much money you want. We are there against monopoly. The word tariff is Arabic. Is it? You understand? He doesn't know that because he's an idiot. These people just talk a good game on the YouTube channels and they have these followings, but they're dumb. To them, freedom of speech is to disrespect your own prophet. Islam is not kind. Did you know I have friends 10 or 15 in the 1990s who sent their kids to Catholic schools? Muslims who chose to send their kids to Catholic schools because they wanted to have a good education that is based on faith. The Catholic school knew they were Muslims, so they did not teach them about Christianity, but they taught them how to be human beings and respectful. Now you have a lot of Islamic school in the United States, so it's okay to send your kids. He doesn't know that. These people's idea of freedom is to be to marry another man. Oh, we're so free. We have men marrying men. We have gay men adopting kids. And we have people who are confused. In the morning, they are men. In the afternoon, they are women. At nighttime, they are binary. They don't know what they are. And this is our freedom.
From whether people want to live there, prior to the native-born fertility rates.
Again, people watching this will say is your criticism of the religion itself or not Muslim people? Because there are British Muslims who have been born here.
You don't have to caveat it all the time. I know you guys have to because you're British and all that. A culture ceases to exist when we don't have unified language. When you do not have, when you can.
He doesn't know that Islam introduced the Renaissance to Europe. He doesn't know that 2/3 of the stars in the universe have Islamic names. He doesn't know that he could count now because the Muslim gave him the 0. He doesn't know that the algorithm right now in his computer that he uses to make money is based on the mathematician called Ibn al-Gardrim. It's a name is named after him. He doesn't know that geometry was invented by the Muslim. He doesn't know that algebra was invented by a Muslim mathematician. He doesn't know that the philosopher Ibn Khaldun, and I'm going to give you a name, the first Muslim, Dr. Ibn Sina, his books were studied by European doctors and based there. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know the rich history that made Europe what it is today was based on the Muslim when they were in Spain. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know why his ancestors in Europe were coloring themselves blue in their eyes and sleeping in caves, that they had libraries in Baghdad. They had universities in Morocco. The first university in the world was in Morocco where Christians went to study. I got one better than for you. He doesn't know that the first country to recognize the United States was Morocco, an Arab nation, a Muslim nation. When the United States declared, look it up. The first nation to recognize the independence of the United States when they declared the independence from England were Arabs and Muslims. He doesn't know that we have this relationship. He does not know that because he's an idiot, because he's there. He's just a talking head. He's been instructed by his Zionist handlers to try to demonize Muslim Islam as much as he can. He doesn't know that we could be allies against the decadence of our society. He doesn't know that we could be allies, that we could build and save our children from the streets, from the culture of death and destruction. He doesn't know that we could be allies against alcoholism. He doesn't know we could be allies against pornography. He doesn't know we could be allies against abortion. He doesn't know we could be allies against gay marriage. I'm going to say, he doesn't know we could be allies in everything that Christians believe in and hold dear to themselves, that we can be allies. The problem we have is a liberal Christian. This is his problem. He's a liberal Christian, and what that means, he's not a Christian. Right.
Not talk to your neighbor. I'm not discounting that there are good individual Muslims.
Oh.
The question that we need to reckon with the West is Mohammedanism compatible?
What the hell is Mohammedanism? This fucking guy's an idiot. This is a word that used to be used by the English in the 1800s called Mohammedanism. Then used to call it Islam. It's more of an insult because we don't believe in Muhammad. Muhammad is just a prophet. We believe in God, the God of the prophets, the God of the Bible. He doesn't know that. He's an idiot. He's just like Tim Pool, one dummy after another.
With the teachings of Blackstone? Is it compatible with the
Blackstone.
legacy of Wilberforce?
All right.
And the great thinkers that have come from this country? And I will say, no, there's a reason why when you go to these Islamic countries that you're not going to see the equal protection of rights, that you do not believe in universal human equality, that you do not believe the same things that we believe in the West.
Let's say what's happening in Gaza. What human quality has the West shown us? You filthy animal. Let's say what you guys do. Let's see your humanity, your Christian, your liberal-minded society, your Western values. 20,000 kids have been murdered and killed in Gaza while you're watching, and you're still giving the weapons free. A matter of fact, you have Western leaders who go to Israel and sign on a 2,000-pound bomb that's going to be fought and kill children, women and children. Is that what your Western values are that we don't know about, that you want to teach us? I dare you to condemn the genocide that's happening in Gaza. I dare you. Is that the values that we don't have, that you have, that we need to have? Tell us, Charlie Kirk, what values do we need to have as Muslims? What do we lack? Do we lack empathy when a whole society is being genocidally destroyed every night? 100 people die a night. Teach us about what's compatible. Tell us, could you teach us, please?
West, and I think it's suicidal to import millions of them.
Yeah, and you know what, just on a
Millions
passing
of them,
point,
like we're products.
most of the time, as far as I'm concerned, it's not even multicultural, because there was an example there was a school a few months ago during Easter which cancelled Easter celebrations out of respect for other faiths. So it's not as if the word multicultural and multi-diverse doesn't include Christianity.
No, and again, this is the red-green axis, and Britain is at the forefront of this. You have the Marxists that have infiltrated your government and the Islamists that are coming to your country.
This is the same talk of words we've been here. Marxist, Islamists. First of all, Marxism and Islamism does not meet. It's like oil and water. We're against Marxism because they are godless. They don't believe in God. So we have an issue with them.
And when they combine together, they both agree on one thing. They have huge disagreements on a lot. They hate the West, and they want to see it broken.
Okay, we're finished.
As a matter of fact, now we don't hate the West. As a matter of fact, you have millions of people trying to come here to America. Many Muslims have died in the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean on boats and rigs trying to get to make a living. I have been living 40 years in America. I believe and I love the United States, and I will die for it anytime, any day of the week. I will go to war for it anytime. My values are compatible with Christian values. You are not Christian, Charlie Kirk. You are a liberal Christian. Liberal Christians are not Christian. They just carry the badge, but they don't believe in Christianity. They don't believe in the teaching of Jesus, of taking the homeless, of helping the poor. These are the people that God, on the day of judgment, with Jesus, according to the Bible, in Matthew, I think it's 24, when he says, when they come to him, they say, Jesus, Jesus, we have built hospitals in your name. We have built orphanage. We have helped the sick. We have fed the poor. We have did this and this and that. And Jesus will say, get away from me. I never knew you. Because you didn't do it for the poor. You did it for yourself, so to look good. That's what it's all about. I'm gonna have to end it. It was gonna be a long show, but I have an issue